So when I was 16, I'm watching a lot more YouTube videos talking about natural hair. If I can remember some of the people whose videos I remember seeing, I'll link them in my description below. But yes. And I remember sitting in the car with my mom and my dad was driving my mom to work, and I asked my mom about perms or about not getting perms, and she like full out freaked out. If you guys want to know the reason, there's a bit of backstory, but my mom feels very strongly about perms. She grew up doing them her whole life. So she feels very strongly about them. So when I asked her that question, it was like, oh, blasphemy, you don't want to see your natural hair? And I was like, what? Why? But I remember she got very mad at me. That was one of the first times that I really said anything that I think frustrated my parents, that I really felt like frustrated them at that time. I got to college. Fast forward to when I was 17. I got to college, and it's not like my parents are going to be with me consistently. My mom was the only one that had ever done perms in my head. I didn't want anybody else to do perms in my head, but my mom was the only one who did them every month, like I said. So she wasn't around, so I stopped doing perms, and I was in a university that was something that was supported. I went to Florida A&M University. Rattlers striking all day. And that was also the time when black girl natural hair was on and popping. Everybody was going natural. So I was like, hey, I could do this too. I didn't know my hair could do that. I didn't know I had a particular shape and style and texture that my hair had. And I didn't know I had to put oils and all this stuff in my hair and keep it wet and moisturized and bouncy. And I didn't know any of that. Still barely don't. But I really didn't know any of that when I was transitioning. So instead of doing a big chop, I transitioned from permed hair to natural hair and just let it grow out. So came back home a few times. My mom would be like, hey, you want a perm? Maybe freshman year I did like one or two. And then after that, nope, I stopped. And I've been natural since 2013. And that was a huge thing because that was something big. Perms were huge in the early 2000s, and everybody got them. I remember half of the little girls in school were getting perms. I guess I didn't think they were getting perms as consistent as I was. I never asked, but perms were huge, and the whole natural craze took everybody kind of by storm, because I think it was something we've been doing for so long. I know for me, I was sick and tired of getting my hair permed so consistently because it burns your head. When you first have it on, it doesn't really burn. It feels kind of nice, but if it's in there for too long, it burns. Your hair, if you're not taking care of it, which of course there's people who probably were taking great care of their hair, but if anybody was like me, I was not taking good care of my hair. I was just doing perms because that's what I was forced to do. So your hair looked kind of thin, and it didn't move around and bounce too much. Like it didn't do any of that. So yeah, people were probably sick and tired of it. And it was a whole culture of embracing things that are your own and natural. So I think natural hair, the whole natural hair movement really blasted off, had a great time for African American culture. That's how I feel. So yes, my hair has a pretty strong connection to me because it's one of the first things that I felt like I had control over when it came to myself. Once again, if you're anybody who knows me, I don't know if you feel like this is true, if you saw me growing up, but it was something that I thought about. I just never really spoke upon it as often. It was not something I really spoke about that often, but when it came time for me, my leafy plant is upgrading. Ooh, you about to evolve into what? Ooh, not anything else special. A tree. When it came time for me to be natural, I was proud of it because it was mine. And my hair actually got pretty long until maybe last year when I cut it, but it got considerably long, and yeah. But coming home was a big thing, because my mom wanted me to be permed, and it was a consistent question every single time I got there. Do you want a perm? Do you want a perm? No, I don't want a perm. Do you want a perm? No, I don't want a perm. I'm like, where'd you get this idea of getting a perm? I didn't want you to have a perm. Before you went to college, you didn't want any perms, or you wanted perms all the time, and you always asked about perms and whatever. I'm like, it's the college. The college is changing you. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's my hair on my head. And like I said, at that time, it was a big thing on YouTube, and I was exposing myself to it. I was watching videos about it every single day because it was something I had never been surrounded by. So I wanted to soak up everything about natural hair that I could. So natural hair is one of the things for me that kind of made me feel a little bit more myself. I can get more into detail about that later. I think I really chattered you guys' ears out. I'm about to hit 1 mil though. I'm trying to hit this mil though. Woo. Let's try to hit mil in this playthrough. But yes, natural hair is something that's very important to me, and that's my whole natural hair journey and explanation, and as to why I feel so strongly about natural hair. Because I do feel strongly about natural hair. And I know when I have children in the future, I don't want them to have any perms. But if it's something that they want to do, once they get a little bit older, they can. But for me, I wouldn't want them to, because of what I went through. My hair was already thin enough. If I can find the picture that I posted yesterday, was a great example of how my hair looked. I'll repost it again, though it's an incredibly hideous picture of me. I don't like it. But that's a good description. Go ahead, post it, Laure. That's a good description of how my hair looked from 5 to 15, 16. It was at least 10, maybe 12 years of doing perms. That was the result. And lack of care, that was the result. So yes. I feel strongly about my natural hair and about my hair in general. That's something that many women have control over. And when you learn how to tame it, because my hair needs taming, when you learn how to tame it in the way that you want it to be, whether it is having your hair natural, or even, because I wear crap tons of fictitious hair, like weaves. I have a picture of me with dreads. Go ahead and post that picture. There it is. Have a picture of me with the wig. Go ahead and post that picture. Yep, there it is. Have a picture of me with some natural hair. My natural hair. Yep, boop. There it is. Posting it all. I change it up because I like to. But, it's all up to you. Having that liberty and having that freedom and having that power is incredibly empowering. So yes, that's my little natural hair rant and how I got to the point that I am here with my natural hair. It has nothing to do with Mega Monster, but it's something that I want to talk about because I did a Black Girl Gamer rant yesterday, and this is kind of tying into the whole Black girl portion of it. So yes, I think this is an appropriate time to end this video. I thought I was going to try and hit 1 million. I thought 1 million would come a little faster, but it hasn't, and that's all right. So yes, as per usual, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button and consider subscribing for more videos every single day. So tune in next time, you guys, and thank you for watching. Bye.